Welcome back. Talking about sections on the Yamaha RM1X. I'm gonna factory reset my machine. Please back up your data if you're gonna do the same. You can go to the user mode by hitting Shift and yes, and when you're there you can quickly create a pattern in the step sequencer mode. Okay, sounds like this. And you can build up several phrases, so-called phrases, on per track basis. So when I hit the pattern button, you can basically toggle between those two modes in pattern mode to view the phrases that you've been playing per track. So these numbers are representing the track, and in there we are playing different phrases. So I'm gonna create yet another phrase in here, which sounds like this. So I have two phrases now playing in section 1, and the section is basically nothing else like a pattern, let's call it container. It's when you copy it over with the split function to another section, and I'm gonna do it exactly right now. So we can just choose the target, which is, for example, section B. So it's taking the current section that we are in, which is section A, and it copies the phrases that we just created over to section B in this case. You can also select just specific bars. If you have multiple bars, we are fine with this one bar for now. So I'm going to execute this. And now when I'm getting back to the sections here, I can switch or while section is enabled between those two sections. And when I click the pattern button again, I can see here that there are two phrases, and on the second one there are exactly the same phrases being copied over as a new phrase. So I can hit play and you can hear it here. It sounds exactly the same, but now I can, for example, change track 2 to an alternate phrase. So I can, for example, hit on, let's see, am I in track? I'm in track 2, right? I can hit play and I put just a note on top here, and I'm alternating this. So when I get back into the pattern, you can hear there was something added, and when I switch between the sections, there's something new in here. So now there's a different way of copying patterns or sections. So no, it's basically copying patterns as it is named in here. It's hidden in the job menu, and you can scroll down. It's faster with keeping shift pressed to the pattern operations, and you can use the copy pattern to select a specific source section, and you can select a target section. We're going to copy it over to target section C, and I'm going to hit do. I'm getting back, and I'm still in this pattern 2 view, in which I can see which phrases I created or got copied over. So I'm still in section 2. Again, like section 1 looks like this. It's US 001 and US 002, and in section B it looks like 003 and 004. So complete different sections. We already changed it. So now in section C, you can see there's US 001 and 002 again. That means it copied over this section, but it kept exactly the same phrases, and it's referencing to exactly the same. That also means now when I get back here and I get back into recording mode and I put a complete different note now, like something like this, and there, and I get back into this view. So you see I'm still in the third section. So guess what, when I'm getting back in the first one. So I'm gonna hit play. You hear the newly entered note is appearing in the sound, and when I get back to section 1, it's exactly the same. So whenever you use the job pattern copy, it copies the outer container, including the same phrases, pointing to exactly the same reference of a phrase, while here it creates copies of the phrases itself. And you can also mix sections in specific ways, meaning that you could, for example, also here change it to the phrase 02. So that, for example, when you change the phrase 02, then it would be changed across all sections, and only the section 3 is the one that is differing. You get hopefully a bit an idea on how useful that could be, because when you're, for example, having specific tracks that should always be the same, also when you're like later on changing them, they should be applied immediately to all other sections. You can build them up to reference to the same so-called phrase. And if you want to have alternate melodies, for example, you would probably take a copy of it or create a complete new phrase. And that way you can like very efficiently manage your sections. And I think that's also the reason why it's not called pattern, but section. Okay, so I hope you get the idea, and I hope it helps a bit for you to design your next live set well. And thanks a lot for watching, and in the next video we're looking into the submodes, at least to give you an overview about all these different things in here which are super interesting. Okay, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.